I'm Stephen Foskett from Tech Field Day, and we are here in beautiful San Francisco for Intel's Cloud Day. Intel this morning announced a new line of Xeon CPUs, the Xeon E5 version 4, and we are spending some time talking to some of Intel's partners to ask them the fundamental question, which is, wow, look at this thing. What are you going to do with all these cores? How are you going to use it? Now, Lenovo, many people know Lenovo as the world's #1 PC manufacturer. Also a very, very large server manufacturer, and these are, obviously server chips. What is Lenovo doing with these new fantastic super-core Xeon chips?
Very good. So thank you for having me on. I'm Ajay Dholakia from Lenovo's Data Center Product Group.
Yep.
And I think that question really is what is bringing the excitement to us today. We have announced a whole new line of servers. So these are 2-socket, 2U, 1U servers that go in mainstream data centers. There are also bladed form factor servers as well as dense servers that are using the new E5 V4 technology. And they span the spectrum of customer sizes, so they could be in the large data centers, they could also be in small and medium businesses or in remote branch offices. And basically these are powerhouse servers for running the entire gamut of your applications. So whether they are the business applications, whether they are database or analytics, whether they are running cloud, we are here on the cloud day. Mm-hmm. So the cloud infrastructure is powered by these line of Lenovo servers.
And you're really packing in a lot of horsepower there. I mean, if you've got, you mentioned these smaller servers, they're not small in terms of processors.
No,
I mean, you put two 22-core processors, suddenly you've got a heck of a lot of power. So how are people going to manage these servers?
So that's a good question, and I think as the infrastructure size grows, the scale grows.
Yeah, as you get more and more of these things.
What we hear all the time from our customers is the amount of spend they have to direct towards managing is also something they really are concerned about. So we have, alongside the new line of servers, announced also a hardware management software with new features. I mean, that software has been shipping. Mm-hmm. It's called the X-Clarity software that manages all the Lenovo server hardware. Now, so that is coming out with new capabilities as well, which incorporates the new line of servers, and it makes it easier seamlessly to do things like monitoring, patch management, bare metal deployment, firmware upgrades, all these kind of capabilities, so that you can sit back behind a nice user interface and be looking at the sea of your installed server base and be managing them. And so that's being out there. It also enables upward integration into higher layers of the management stack. So things like cloud management could be made easier on top of these.
Yeah, and again, Lenovo is also an important partner to companies like VMware and Microsoft, right. And you work in the open source side as well. So you're integrating with those popular cloud platforms as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think it is very clear that cloud is the way the businesses are going, whether it be public cloud, whether it be on-prem. And in fact, on-prem also continues to increase, as we heard today from Diane Bryant in the keynote address, and all the other speakers that pointed out that the private cloud adoption keeps growing, which means you need more infrastructure there. And what was interesting to me is this notion of making it simpler so that they will use more of it, the so-called Jevons paradox. And I think that's really what we see happening as well, by the combination of powerful infrastructure, more capability, but also the right management software to make it easier to address.
Yeah, and I think that's really going to be the next challenge. With all of these, this proliferation of CPU cores. They've got new storage products, ultra dense SSDs. The question is, how can we build these into a usable platform?
Right.
And, that requires integration. It's all about integration to build a software-defined data center.
Absolutely. And I think the components in the system stack, if you will, the hardware, the hypervisor, inside the hardware, these firmware capabilities, all the way up. So working closely with the Intel engineering team is how we build these together. But then we also work with the higher layer management software vendors as well as application software vendors. So there could be things like big data or analytics. There could be cloud deployments of various types of virtualization. There could be, business applications. So we do end up trying to create an integrated approach in terms of seamless flow of the capability. So as you pack more capability in the lower layers, it becomes available to drive better and better performance and usability at the higher layer. Ultimately, customers are coming at it from the top. They are not coming at it from the bottom.
Yeah.
So they need to see how is it going to make my life easier in terms of response time, performance, ease of management, reliability, security, all of those aspects.
Yeah, and of course cost too. That's an
And
important
cost,
factor.
absolutely, yeah.
And that's another one of the big benefits of having more cores and smaller chips is
Absolutely.
lower cost per power.
And that is a point very close to home for us in Lenovo. In trying to drive the cost down through globally integrated supply chain, and
Yeah.
so we are able to deliver this higher performance, drive down the cost, both of the infrastructure as well as of the human resources needed to manage this infrastructure.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that we could talk to you here at Intel Cloud Day. Again, I'm Stephen Foskett for Tech Field Day. If you'd like to see more videos like this, I recommend that you just head over to youtube.com/techfieldday or techfieldday.com, and you'll see a lot more from Intel and from many of the other companies in the IT infrastructure space.